Hi everybody, Allie here with ABC Bead Supply, and I'm here today to share with you our five new DIY project kits. We also have photos for each of these projects over on our website blog at abcbeadsupply.com. Photos of each of them along with supply lists of everything used so that you can duplicate each of the designs on your own. And then the DIY project kits are also an option where it comes with everything that you need to duplicate each of the projects pre-packaged for you that way. So we've got both options available. We've got 2 lanyards, 2 beverage cup charms, and a pen. All of these projects feature brand new silicone focal beads that have just listed to our website at abcbeadsupply.com. So I'm going to show you how to make each type of project. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the cup charm. The 2 new beads that we have that we've used these on is the Crazy Cup Lady and the Half Nurse, Half Coffee. And you just take your cup and you take the beverage charm after you've beaded it, which I'll show you in just a second, and you loop it right over this handle, and then the cable just twists in place, and then it hangs just like that. So that's how they're used. And then let's show you how to make one. So if you've got the kit, you'll just take all of your kit components. So these have all of the goodies that you need in them. There's an assortment of different bead types along with the cable. And then you've got the focal bead. When you are going to start beading these, you want to make sure that this twisting cable portion goes all the way down to the end that does not have a screw on it, and you're going to bead over the end that has the screw. If you bead over this end, then the 2 pieces that connect are on the same side and you won't be able to connect it. So you want to make sure that you've got this moved down over the non-screw side. And then you're just going to start adding your beads. So we've got a Fresh Mint 12mm silicone bead. We've got a white lentil silicone, and then we're going to do that Fresh Mint again and just alternate. And then we're going to throw in an abacus, black abacus. It's just nice to have a varying assortment of colors and shapes and sizes of the beads. For the other lentil, you're going to use hot pink, and then we're going to add that focal bead, and then just repeat the pattern going the other direction. The combination of beads that you use is going to be different depending on the width of the silicone focal bead. So both of these are a little bit wider, so we're using just 12mm beads mixed in with the lentil and the abacus. Some of our other designs where the silicone focal beads are a little shorter, we'll use a 15mm bead in place of one of the 12s to get it to be the right spacing. The nice thing about silicone is that the holes expand to what they're being beaded onto. So even though the cable is much larger than the hole, it'll expand around that cable for you to add it, but then it slurps back up, closes back up, and you don't have to worry about them falling off. They're going to stay on. You could pull them off, but they're not going to just fall off on their own because the hole will release back down to that size. The other nice thing about using the silicone beads on these cup charms is that you can get them wet. You can rinse them, so if anything happens with putting water in and out of your water bottle, you don't have to worry about any damage to the beads because they're food grade silicone. So those are the cup charm projects that we have in this go around. We've got a fun pen that is just the montage of medical supplies on this focal bead. There's no saying on it, so it could be used for doctors, nurses, assistants, any department. It's just really a nice, versatile image. And we're going to be using a white pen for the base of this. Add that silicone focal bead. Then we've got a robin's egg and white marble 12mm bead, a sand lentil, and a red and white confetti resin. If you are not seeing the full portion of the full length of screw on the base of this rod, you're just going to take your hands and squeeze up on all of that silicone to display the full screw. You want that full distance of the screw exposed. Add a dab of E6000 glue, and then screw it right back into the pen. And then when you release it, it'll all shift down and fill that space from the gap that you just created. The silicone makes it a lot easier for you to get the number of beads that you want to on a pen rod. You can also loosen the top part up here a little bit. So if you think it's a little too tight, the image is a little too cramped, you can loosen up on the top until you get the right fit. We put a holographic pen bag in with all of our beadable pen kits so that they're ready to go for gift giving or selling. We also have those bags available individually on the site, along with all the other supplies to make these projects. Last but not least, let's take a look at the lanyards. We've got 2 fun lanyards here. We've got emotional support coworker, which is a great one for anywhere you work. You can, whether you're in a school or a hospital or anywhere else that uses lanyards and ID badges, you've got a nice neutral emotional support coworker, which is just fun bead. And then we also have this Boo Boo Crew, which I think you could use this for in a hospital setting, but I think this is really great for school nurses. I think this would be a really fun one for a school nurse gift. All right, so let's show you how to make one of the lanyards. I'm going to take out all of the supplies. We've got a 48-inch length of black satin cord here, and length preference is always a personal preference. You can always make them shorter. This is a good starting point. You're going to fold it in half, loop through the swivel on the bottom of the keychain, and then just pull those tails through like so. And then you're going to take a lighter and singe the ends of these 2 tails together. And this is going to make it so that you're only beading onto 1 piece of cord instead of 2, and it's going to make it easier for the cord to fit through your 20 millimeter beads. So we're going to just add, we've got a bubblegum pink pumpkin bead, a lilac chunky glitter bead. Now the chunky glitter beads, sometimes there's a little glitter covering one of the holes, so just use a bead reamer to push and flakes the glitter off or from around that hole if you need to. And then we've got a robin's egg iridescent, a 20 millimeter bead. Now for the silicone bead, you can put that through. If you're putting it through with this method, you want to singe quite a ways down to get a nice hard piece of cord to push through. We have also added these new loop turners to the website, which is going to help you get your silicone, your longer silicone focal beads that aren't as easy to get through cord. It's going to help you with that. So you're going to take the silicone focal bead and you're going to put it over the loop upside down so that the words that you want to touch the bead are facing up towards this loop. Then you're going to just take the end of the satin cord, and there's this little lever that just kind of opens and closes to hold it in place. Just don't worry about that. Just let it do what it's going to do. So when you are putting this on, it's going to kind of push it back. And then when you put the cord around it, going to have opened up a little bit, and then it's just going to close on its own as you're sliding that silicone bead down, and then you just pull that through, and that'll help you thread that on just like so. So these loop turners are now available on the website at abcbeadsupply.com along with everything else. And then you're going to take the ends of the satin cord, and we're just going to do a double knot on each end with the breakaway clasp pieces. And if you just tie your knot right below where you singed those tails, you'll know that they're in the same spot as each other and even, because they were singed at the same time. And those ends just go in and you've got your lanyard. So we've got the emotional support coworker, and we've got the Boo Boo Crew for the lanyards. So we've got those. We have the silicone beverage cups, and we have the pen. And those are our projects that we have for you today. 5 new projects, all available over at abcbeadsupply.com.